Hey guys, how's it going? Eric from California Elite Training Center, home of CrossFit DCS, and today we're going to be talking about handstand walks that you guys are going to be seeing in the upcoming Epic Series Elite course. So this is really daunting for some, but we're here today. We're going to show you some progressions and exactly what we're expecting from your handstand walks coming up and how we can get there in a pretty quick and pretty simple fashion. So to start it off, the handstand walk is pretty much exactly the same as you would walk on your feet. We're just going to be upside down on our hands. So as you would lean forward to take a step and use your momentum to carry you forward, we're going to do the exact same thing on our hands. So we'll pick up, lean forward, and just catch ourselves from falling. It's going to look a little something like this. That's it. All right, so progression number one. The first thing we need to be able to do is to do a handstand. So we're going to start off on the wall. You can also use a spotter. Either way, the goal is going to be the same. So we're going to kick up to the wall. We're going to plant our hands, kick up, smack the feet right into the wall. So that way, we're not going to go through it. We can bounce back down safely if we need to, but the idea is just to be comfortable upside down. So we're going to plant our hands straight. We're going to lock our arms and shoulders out, and then we're going to let our feet carry up from there. So the important thing is not to have squishy arms, because then you're going to fall smack down on your head, and we don't want that. And that's it. That's progression one. So once we get comfortable with progression one, we'll go on to the second progression, which is the exact same thing. We're going to kick up, and then we're going to hold our handstand, and we're going to use the balance and the shoulder to try and stay in a freestanding handstand up off the wall. So just like when you stand on your feet, you don't just sit on your heels like this. That's very unstable. We kind of rock back and forth and use the toes to grab the ground. We're going to do the exact same thing on our hands, using our fingers to push against the ground and ideally get a freestanding handstand, if only momentarily. And that's it. So you can go and touch the wall, you can bounce on and off the wall, or you can come straight down once you get into that kind of equilibrium state where we're holding a freestanding handstand. All right, so progression three. It's going to be using the wall, same as we did with 1 and 2. Once we kick up to the wall, we're going to be mirroring what we're going to do in a handstand walk by shifting our weight from arm to arm and lightly picking up the arm that is unweighted. So again, we want to stay nice and strong through the elbow. When we walk with our knees bent. When we do a handstand walk, it's simply moving the shoulders loaded to unloaded. So we're going to be shifting our weight. The only thing we don't want to see up here on the wall is the wagging of the tail as we shift our weight. So we're upside down. As we shift our weight, the butt goes like this. We're not dancing. We need to have a tight midline for all of this, so we want to try to avoid that as much as possible. So here's what we're going to shoot for. So you are going to get a little bit of a wiggle back and forth. The hand does not need to come completely off the ground. We just want to unload the shoulder and then stabilize with the opposing shoulder. So now we have all three progressions out of the way. It's time to start walking on our hands. The important thing to remember here is that it's okay to fail. Even in the Epic Series experience that you guys are going to have pretty soon, you're not going to have to do this unbroken. You're allowed to fail, you're allowed to fall. We just want to get right back up from where we stopped and continue it again. So there's a couple different ways that we're going to fail, a couple different errors that we're all going to make. I make them on a very regular basis. So especially as you're doing a lot of evolutions within a race, you're going to be tired, you're going to be a little sore, so magical things are going to happen and you're going to face pain. The important thing to do is to be safe about it and learn how to accommodate gravity when you meet it. So the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to try and walk too quick. We're going to move our hands and try and rush into this and get it over with. And then we're not going to have our balance over the top, and it's going to be behind us, and we're going to end up falling in a fashion like this. So it's a pretty exaggerated example, but we're not going to make it all the way up. We have to make it all the way up and then put our center of balance past the head so that we can fall forward. So you'll see a lot of athletes in different functional fitness areas hanging their feet. It's not ideal, it's not what we want to shoot for, but we're not all gymnasts, so when we hang the feet, we get some extra weight over here, and that way we can kind of teeter-totter and move forward. So let's say I do make it up, and I start to fall to one side or the other because I'm not balanced. That's totally fine. What we want to do is we want to push away with the strong arm, and we want to go to the side we're falling to and commit to it, so that way we can push on out of it. So if I start falling to my right, I'm going to push with my left. If I fall to my left, I'm going to push with my right. So here, I'm going to attempt to fall to my left and just push on out of it. So I walk, 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 and there we have it. So I started to kink and fall and twist, push hard with that right, and just roll on out of it as best you can. If we end up falling forward, it's a little bit of a different story, but ideally here, we want to tuck our head and roll on out of it, like combat roll style. So it can be very scary, but if you roll to a shoulder onto the side, there's going to be less of a chance of you falling on your back and getting the wind knocked out of you. So it happens to everybody. Just be cautious and go with your own body. Here's what that's going to look like. So again, it's not comfortable, it's not ideal, you may be a little shaken, but continue the movement and use that momentum to your advantage. Don't try and fight it the whole time. So just to reiterate, falling is okay, it's gonna happen, you just gotta get up and keep trying it again. So I hope this video helped you guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the Epic Series soon. Good luck.